If you're a day trader, morning routines are extremely important. In fact, most successful day traders, they all have morning routines that get them started for their day, keep them sharp, and get them prepared for the overall market and just their day in general. If you don't have a morning routine, I highly recommend you get one or develop one or start testing different routines that help you prepare for the market. But in this video, I'm going to give you my routine. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do when I get up out of bed to basically when I start trading. There's a few different steps that I take that help me prepare for the trading day, for the markets, to keep me sharp and get my brain really just going. So let's go ahead and break this down. The very first thing I do is make sure I smash the like button down below, and I also subscribe to the YouTube channel. So if you haven't done that already, be sure to make that part of your routine and go ahead and just practice it down below. All right, so I usually wake up about 5:30 a.m. and get out of bed and start moving around 6 o'clock, and I go get my coffee. Coffee is the most important part of my day. There is nothing better than walking into the kitchen, smelling that coffee, and getting you a hot cup. I usually have it scheduled the night before to where it makes it around about 5:45 in the morning. So when I get out of bed and I come into the kitchen, my coffee's already made. I just grab that pot, give me a cup, and pour it in there, and I'm good to go. Once I have my coffee, I just sit down on my computer and I pull up all of my charts on all 4 of the giant monitors that I have in front of me, and I start breaking down levels, seeing what the market did prior, seeing where the market could go. Start breaking down supply and demand zones. Where are we at on the daily, the hourly, the weekly, the month, whatever. I'll start breaking down from higher time frames, and I'll work my way down to the 5 minutes where I really start taking trades, which is on the 5-minute chart. Once I've broken down all my levels, I'll actually start journaling them and marking down where I want to take trades or where I have the most interest at. Now that could change given the amount of volume during the day or volume at those key levels, but I'll start writing down my interests and where I think there is potential to take a trade, whether that be long or short. I have a journal always sitting next to me. It's actually right here, and it's got down the levels of interest that I have for the day. The very next thing that I do, and this is extremely important before I start trading, and that is look at news. I always make sure I look at news. Some traders actually don't even look at news. They don't care, right? And that's okay. Some people don't like to look at news. They have an idea of what news is going on at what time, but they won't really pay much attention to it because they really just focus on price levels. Unless it's like CPI or FOMC or Jerome Powell speaking. Those are exceptions. But for other news events, some traders actually do ignore them. And that's okay. For me personally, I don't. I cannot ignore news because I know the swings in the market, especially because I trade the NASDAQ. NASDAQ can move 20, 40 points in 5 minutes. And when you got news coming in, it can go 67 points in like 2 seconds. So I always make sure I'm aware of what news is happening in the market. And I'll use Financial Juice and Market Watch as my 2 news sources to see what's happening. Now, the very next step is more of a mindset thing for me before I start trading. And that is I read a Google Doc that I have listed out that tells me who I am as a trader and what I'm going to focus on as a trader. Long story short, it just says you are a patient trader. You're very disciplined. You do not react off emotions. You wait for your levels, yada, yada, yada. It goes into who I am as a trader to remind myself and give good clarity on who I am as a trader before I start my actual trading. And that really sets me in the zone and sets me on the right path. If you don't do that, I highly encourage you to pull up a Google Doc, write down who you are, right? Who are you as a trader? Who are you as a person? Who are you 5-10 years from now? And read that every single day because that really sets the tone for basically your entire day, whether you're trading or not. It'll set the tone for your entire day because it'll put you in the right mindset of who you are 10 years from now or 5 years from now, and you'll start taking the actions necessary to get there. And the very last thing that I do is I always recap my mistakes. I have a journal that keeps all the mistakes that I make as a trader because I always jot them down. And I recap them just so that I have them fresh on my mind and I don't make them again. Who wants to make the same mistake over and over and over again? Nobody. Even though you probably will in trading, that's just how the game works. But it's how you minimize your mistakes that define you as a trader. And so I have a journal that tells me all my mistakes that I've made. And so I recap those and I try to focus on not doing them again. All these steps lead up to basically market open. I do all of these before the market opens, before I take a single trade. I always want to make sure that I'm in the right mindset of trading before I start trading, because trading is a business. You don't just want to go into a business not knowing what you're doing, have any clarity at all, and just scatterbrain and just get out of bed and go straight to the charts. Nobody wants to do that. You don't need to do that. You need to have the right clarity, be in the right frame of mind before you approach the markets at market open. So that is my routine. Highly encourage you to try. If you like this kind of content, be sure to smash the like button down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, get more daily content, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.